forward. All right. So last time, you guys, after ditching the lair and the Shadowfell, you guys arrived at the swamp that you had originally rowed the boat to the portal area that you went to. Uh, you guys decided, since it's gonna take a day for Zaitari to get her teleport spell back, that you guys would camp out for the night. There was one group that went to go noodling for catfish. That consisted of Theo, Raine, and Aiofe, while Group B stayed at the stayed around to set up camp. Later on, after a struggle with a 200-pound catfish and some crocodiles, Group A was victorious in bringing back food. Spent the night in the swamp, teleported back to the circle in Valido. Shaddoc was still a were-shark, so she pretty much scared everybody in the immediate vicinity. And then you turned her into an almiraj and headed into Valido towards the Loyalar townhouse. After which, Theo went upstairs to let Tilda know that, hey, they're back and please bring down the relic because something happened. And the rest of you were downstairs. Shaddoc turned back into a giant were-shark. During this time, after the administering the shard to Shaddoc, she turned back to normal, had some quality time with the baby. Zaitari contacted the vampire Birdie Grimm and the person Charlene Page about, hey, so this bomb kind of have to get it out. One of you guys better do this.
Then they just laughed at me, those bastards.
Yeah, Charlene laughed at you. You did not get any response from Birdie.
I did threaten her, though.
Yes, you did. You did threaten her. While this was happening, Danica and Raine had.
Tilda found out that Danica has a bomb.
Oh yeah.
In her.
Oh yeah. She found that out. Like, it was nobody tells her anything.
To be fair,
exactly. Nobody tells Tilda anything.
The reason why we didn't is because you were giving birth and just had your baby, and we didn't want you to pass the fuck out from, being like, why the fuck is this bitch here who has a bomb in their body or whatever. Anyways.
Continuing on. Danica did offer, like, hey, I'm kind of stuck with you guys, or I'm always going to be associated with you guys. Let me just work for you at this point. I can do spy shit. So now you potentially have a spy, if you accept her. Alexandra stopped by, picked up the rest of the items of the Dragon Sphere. Also asked you guys, hey, did you guys pick up a phylactery in that Draco Illich lair by any chance? There's another contact made to Charlene. Sounds like she took care of it. You hypothesize. Also, Alexandra had another surprise that she actually caught the two guys that pretty much mind-fucked Theodric. So you guys can do with them what you will. And then you identified the items, the books you got. You got a pretty good, like, text-to-speech to text item in the form of a mummified body part. You got a head named Ronald. Seems very useful. And got a bunch of weird things to power up, like necromancy spells and whatnot. And at the end of the session, there was a messenger who had a delivery for Aiofe. And that is where we are. We're still in the house. I believe Shaddoc went to sleep. That was stated by Aiofe when you...
What time of day is it?
It's probably evening at this point.
Okay.
Yeah, I was in Shaddoc's room with her.
Yeah.
like helping her, like putting her down for the evening, basically, when I got the letter.
And everybody's kind of like just hanging out, looking over the items, figuring out, okay, what the fuck do we do with all this shit?
Does Shaddoc seem like she's pretty solidly asleep right now?
Roll an insight check. Yeah, she seems like she's pretty conked out.
Okay, I'm gonna rejoin the group then.
Okay. Alright, you guys are just... You got a lot of stuff. Now, who knows how useful this stuff is? But who knows? And Aiofe has rejoined you guys.
Tilda knows. It's all useless shit.
Yeah, when Aiofe comes back in, she's just going to go straight to Zaitari. Can you send a message today for me?
Send a message to who?
Ricochet?
Yes. Mallory can't remember. Who's this?
Are
they a member of the treasure hunters?
Yeah, he's one of
That's
the
it, okay.
Yeah, he's one of the Trinity, and he's the one who brought Aiofe to you guys in the first place.
Sure, absolutely. What do you need?
Tell him that I'm in, and I'm gonna make my way to Fort Granite as soon as I can.
Okay. Do you need help getting there? I could teleport you tomorrow.
Yeah. Wanted to bring this up to the group as an immediate next task.
Okay.
You all know I have no love for the monastery that raised me. I think it's bullshit the way they run, and I wanted to change things. But the last prodigal student they had, his name was Gokor, he recently came back and destroyed it.
Oh, that's...
Completely. Along with its students.
Oh, geez. Wow.
The only survivors at Fort Granite.
Okay.
Looping. He's a good kid. Just, not a shining star, but decent. So I wanted to see what information he had about Gokor, so I can track that motherfucker down and put him in the ground.
Is there a reason? I mean, I suppose you can tell all of us. But yes, I will absolutely tell Ricochet. Yeah, so I'll send the message just as Aiofe dictated.
Okay. This is the response you get in return.
Yeah, I don't give a shit about the grandmasters or the masters who died, because they weren't good people all the time. But there are a bunch of kids who were there because orphanages were too full, who died. And they did not deserve any of that, so...
He says, okay, thanks for the help. I'm currently in South Roberta. Found 2 other students from the monastery. No other useful info yet. Making our way back to Granite. So.
walk me through this again, very quickly.
Mhm.
Aoife. So this Gokor was 18 when he left. 8
Yeah.
years ago.
Yeah.
And he came back old as fuck.
Yeah, in the letter, I'm going to pull out the letter. Ricochet wrote and said that in the statement he got from Lu Ping that Yokor looked like he aged at least 60 years.
Theo just kind of like does a nervous chuckle, and he's like, "Oh, I just thought you were calling 26 old as fuck."
I mean, if you can't turn your head all the way to the left, you are old as fuck.
Oh damn.
Fuck you.
So this Gokor kid guy, whatever, he's about 10 years older than me. And he was the perfect golden child of the monastery. He could do everything the best. He did his lessons the best. He listened to the masters the best. He and I were, comparisons were drawn, but I was the difficult one. Why couldn't you be more like Gokor one? And he was supposed to come back
to
and be
his
Grandmaster.
gallant.
So he was supposed to come back and be Grandmaster, and instead he destroyed everyone and everything.
Well, we do know that there are various ways that the time can be messed about with. I mean, it's possible that he went to the Feywild or Shadowfell or somewhere like that, but time doesn't always run.
Or he's been messing with time magic.
There is
Or
that
that.
possibility, considering, well, says name of kid who we know, who we also met as an older man.
We don't.
Everybody here knows about it.
Yeah.
Everybody in the room.
I don't think Theo does.
Well,
He
he
didn't
does
Tilda
now.
bang. He knows about it eventually.
Theo's like, what?
So I don't know if he is messing with time magic. It's not really that monastery's thing. We were a drunken technique monastery, primarily. So, like, time travel and stuff isn't really our focus.
What would make this Gokor person turn against the monastery if they were so lauded and
Who
loved?
knows? When he left, I was 8. I didn't talk to him.
Fair.
Well, just because somebody doesn't specialize in time magic when they're, somewhere doesn't mean, it can't just happen.
Or we could
Plus,
have been trapped in a plane, as Melanie suggested, or
somebody could have also just fucked with him.
Yes,
That
it
too?
could just be a curse. Are they
There's
sure it's the
curses,
same person?
potions, magic,
I
all
mean,
kinds of things that can cause that.
are they sure it's not just like one of his ancestors?
Apparently, Lu Ping was pretty sure it was him.
Hmm.
Lu Ping's a little older than me, so he would remember him better.
And Lu Ping wasn't horribly murdered.
Only survivor at the temple.
does he need somewhere to stay?
He's at Fort Granite right now in recovery.
And afterwards?
Who knows? I'm going to convince him to not go back to any monastery ever again, though.
Not all monasteries are bad.
Pretty sure they are. It's the same. I have the same issue with orphans being sent to live at a temple. They're infants. They can't make a decision for themselves, and they're put in a place where they are required to grow up within a specific structure and philosophy just by circumstance. I don't think that's ever good.
Honestly,
agree.
what happens to everybody by being born? Just throwing that out there. Your anti-establishmentism is showing, but that's okay. what can we do to help?
Get me to Fort Granite first, and I'm going to start passing around the letter so everyone can read it.
Yeah, that's okay.
Yeah.
I can make it a handout. I should just make it a handout in the game too, just in case you want to refer back to it.
Yeah.
So how did this message come to us? How long ago was it sent? Do we know?
I received it while I was upstairs with Shaddoc.
Right, but do we know when it left its origin?
It would have been dated It would have been dated about 2 days ago.
Oh, okay, so pretty recent. All
It's
right.
very recent, and since Ricochet is part of the higher up of the treasure hunters, he figured he can get a message in very fast.
Oh yeah, that makes a lot of sense.
No, that makes sense. I just wasn't sure, how long it'd been in circulation before it came to Aiofe.
Mm-hmm.
So as you can see from this letter, Gokor is a piece of shit. I'd like to beat him to death with his own leg, if that's possible.
Oh, it's definitely possible to do that. You just have to take off somebody's leg and then hit them with it a lot.
Yeah, I've seen it done.
Really? Ooh, impressive. Also, if you want to kill somebody more than once, we can do that. We just need 300 gold.
I
I
need to kill
am
him
not
more
bringing
than
back
once.
somebody from the dead just to beat the shit out of them again.
I don't need to kill
Nor
him
am I
more than
healing
once.
somebody who's been downed just to kill them again.
Okay, then apparently we can't. That's
No,
fair.
it sounds like Gokor went off to finesse his craft, and something along the way changed his philosophy. Because from what I knew when he was at the monastery, he was 100% invested in it and the ways of it.
If he got brought in by some of a darker relic.
Maybe, but I've got a darker relic and I don't want to go kill children.
No, but you're also, the relic that you have isn't a killing
Shar
children type
is
of
not
relic.
chaotic evil.
Exactly. But if he was able to murder everybody, I'm assuming there were a ton of people there, so he must have been extremely powerful to kill everybody.
They're mini masters. Darren, you can tell me if this is kind of on the right track, but I was imagining 2 or 3 dozen students.
Oh yeah, for sure. Yeah, that's about the right number. A couple masters, several in fact, and a sizable amount of children.
Honestly,
So
that's
40 to 50 people.
be difficult to kill that many people. I mean, even if most of the students are mediocre, eventually you'll just be mobbed.
Or, maybe the love of his life was going to die, and he was trying to bring him back with the dark side of the Force. And so he had to murder the younglings.
Possibly. He would still need help to do it, I think.
Yeah,
Anakin did it all by himself.
Anakin was one of the strongest Force users ever, so shush.
Uh-huh.
Yeah,
Maybe this
and
guy's
we're
Anakin.
dealing with a prodigy here. Same
Yeah,
way Anakin
exactly.
was.
Okay.
The letter doesn't say it, but I wouldn't be surprised if there was somebody else there with him. I don't know if Looping
Doesn't
would
mean
have
you don't
seen
need
whoever it
lasagna.
is. So, and look at the second to last paragraph, at the last fucking line. This dude is so full of shit. You don't gotta kill people to have a martial art practice that's cool. Good of cleanse to flourish. Oh, bullshit. I'm 16 and I know
Sounds
that's
like he's
bullshit.
been twisted by something.
Yeah.
Absolutely corrupted in some way.
Yeah, and that the style of that monastery, the drunken technique, it's sacred.
People
it's
change.
modeled
There's
after
a very
God.
good chance this man was corrupted. So
Yeah. He still needs to die, and he will. But we've got 3 surviving students.
Before you go straight to murder, we should probably make sure he's not being controlled by an external force. It's possible that he's been possessed or something.
It's possible, but then he'll want to die.
I mean, probably, but we might need to find out what force possessed him. I mean, we
And
just
if it can be broken permanently.
well, and murdering a puppet does not get rid of the puppet master. So
Regardless, whoever did this, whether it be Gokor or a puppet master controlling Gokor, needs to be brought to justice.
Do we have a magic? Does the treasure hunters, I guess, have a magic item that would let me cast sending?
Alexandra hasn't left. By the way, she's still like hanging around and helping you identify. I was listening in
Yeah.
on this.
I'll ask, and then I'll just like kind of lean over and look at her.
It's possible. I can probably actually look for something like that in my inventory, and I'll let you know what I find. And if you're going to Fort Granite, then I can probably get it to you guys rather quickly because base operations was there.
Mhm.
Because I know Gokor. I can message him.
Okay.
I can send a sending straight to him and start sussing him out a little bit.
that's actually a very good plan.
If he chooses to respond.
I mean, I'm annoying enough that people usually do out of instinct.
You know him better than I do, but I'll get right on that, and I'll see what I can find.
Thank you.
Yeah, you're welcome. He sounds like a piece of shit. You should definitely go beat the fuck out of him.
Tilda turns to Theo and says, "Looks like you're going on another adventure." He just kind of like sighs. And yeah.
Yes, dear.
Yep. No, he just kind of hugs Trixie a little closer and just kind of.
I feel like in a highly magical world like this, there should be something that lets men just lactate, so Tilda can go off adventuring.
Do they need a magic item? How long is it gonna take to make?
I mean, you guys have wet nurses.
Yeah, but I mean,
Do we?
it's a lot more
Personal.
funny.
You could probably hire one, like.
Well,
Wait.
that's the thing. I remember discussing something about
Yeah,
how
they do exist. Yeah,
but I think Tilda also wanted to.
I remember
um,
Tilda not wanting to go the wet nurse route.
Yeah.
Yeah. We
I'm
could look
like-
for a temporary wetness.
I'm just gonna try and be the voice of reason here, real quick. Tilda, you just popped a baby out. Do you really want to go confront somebody who killed 24 kids? Will you be
I've
able
watched
to stay
enough
rational?
movies. God damn it.
In this movie?
Yeah, I've played enough video games. I've watched enough movies.
I mean, she's not talking to you.
Mm.
Tilda frowns a little. I don't like the idea of this man, person, whatever, entity, going around and just deciding to murder a bunch of children.
I don't either, but I'm not a fresh
Or
mom.
destroying monasteries. People I care about live at monasteries, and people I care about live at orphanages. Theo hands Trixie back to Tilda, and it's all right, dear. There's I think this is a good experience for me. It's
Sorry, I thought I was muted. Oh my god.
You alright?
Yeah, I just burped into my mic and felt really bad about it.
Oh, I didn't even hear you.
Oh, well then in that case, ignore
Nothing.
all that just happened.
Yeah, I think you were actually muted, so.
Damn it!
Theo just says, I think learning what you and the others get up to is a good experience. And I know you'll take care of Trixie. And we'll be together again in no time. Tilda looks very... In this time, she's kind of like... but...
Take good care of him. We'll bring him back to you.
You'd better.
Also, Tilda, if you do want to go out on an adventure, it is your decision, and nobody else's.
Also
I can't
that,
very
yes.
well bring the baby along on an adventure.
Well, no,
She's only a
but...
few days old.
This is when you start the multi-class!
Got that acid splash ability. She'll be fine.
Yeah, yeah.
How many cantrips
Totally.
that baby know?
We're not inherently magic.
Oh yeah, that's right. You're a wizard. She can't read yet, so she's a very useless wizard.
And I'm not Sacagawea. I'm not dragging the baby across the country, across the world, on a boost on my back.
I love
mean
how
you're-
pulled out Sacagawea in the middle of this?
Your child can't turn into some sort of useful were creature?
Not that I know of. Yes. Unfortunately, not all of us wear sharks. Or wear anythings. And she kind of like...
For the best.
Tilda kind of rubs the spot where she was bit by a were-rat many, many months ago.
Anyone check that baby for a tail yet? I'm kidding. I'm kidding.
Yes, of course we did! Anyway.
Anyways, I'm going to go to bed so that, you know, we can teleport out of here in the morning.
Shaddoc's already passed out, so might want to be flexible with her leaving schedule in the morning because she might sleep in.
While we are
If you'd
sleeping,
like, I can bring Shaddoc to the keep.
I'm sure she would like that. To travel with somebody she knows.
Of course.
Thank you. And of course, I'm sure that all of the talking cats would love to meet your child. Trixie needs a few talking wingless Dressums in her life, right?
Yes, yes she does. Although, probably not immediately.
Oh.
Give it a week or two.
Oh my god, they're gonna love her, especially like when she starts like eating stuff they want.
Oh yeah.
Oh god.
Because then they get to eat things they want.
Yep. They're just
Oh,
gonna clean her little face.
Yep.
you don't want this milk?
Oh, yeah, just make sure that you're feeding Trixie a lot, because if you start, like, randomly lactating, those cats are gonna be like, excuse me, ma'am.
I was thinking if she was going to substitute formula for a short time if she needs to, but
Oh.
I wasn't going that route.
Jesus.
It's gonna be followed around by hungry cats.
Oh god.
Okay, so I do have Theo at level 16 for fighter.
Okay.
I have no idea what his original hit point value was,
Oh,
and I don't...
let me see. It was high. I remember that. It was like
I think it was like
has to be in the
140
hundreds.
something, maybe.
I think it was 157. I'm remembering
Okay.
that number for
That-
some reason.
That sounds pretty valid because Mel is a 16th level fighter, and with the tough feat, she's at 184. And that's
Okay.
16 times 2 extra hit points.
Mhm.
So,
32.
yeah. I did 45 minutes of math nonstop today. I'm done for the day. No more math today.
That's fine. I wasn't saying.
No,
I wasn't judging you for not doing the math.
you'd be allowed to.
Okay. Is anybody else doing anything for tonight?
Yes.
Okay.
Is there a temple to Cord in the city where we are right now?
In Valido?
I imagine there is.
Yeah, there is.
Okay.
I think you visited at one point, and then like asked them about the relic, and they had no idea what you were talking about.
Yeah, you ask some rando fucking cleaner
Yeah,
about
that's
your
right.
relic.
I talked to their janitor and confused the poor man.
You there!
You!
Boy,
eating
About
up the
this
blood.
ancient artifact. You are in this temple. You must know everything.
Yeah, exactly.
Sir,
You
I
guys
was
know
hired by the temp agency.
Oh no, he's a temp! I thought he was at least like a rando who liked Cord.
We don't
This
know.
is-
We'll never know.
This is my first job from the temp agency, my first day at this temple. I'm cleaning up blood. People are asking me weird things. I don't like this job. All right.
Yeah, there
But for real.
is a small temple. I remember you talked to a gentleman named Sean. I think that's what his
Okay.
name was. I found it. And he was just like, "Okay."
Yeah.
That's
That's what a lot of people think when they talk to Melanie for long enough. So it's okay. Mel is gonna go to Cord Temple.
Okay. All right. So
And she's gonna have a conversation.
okay. All right, you're going to Course Temple in Valido. Anybody else doing anything?
Aoife's gonna meditate with her Disc of Night
Okay.
and try and find solace in Shar. She'd be getting this journey.
Okay.
I'm gonna stay near
Thank you.
Shaddoc and be watchful, Mom.
Only brown. For the fight ahead.
I think Tilda and Theo are just chilling.
All right. Yeah, you should spend time with their the hubby before he departs again.
Exactly.
Yeah. He's probably gonna be hogging the baby mostly, and of course, like talking to you. But yeah, no paternity
so.
leave here. Woo. So Zaitari's sleeping.
Wait, I'm sorry. What did you just say?
I said no paternity leave here.
Yeah.
Okay, we can start with Melanie. All right, you're headed to the Temple of Cord.
Yeah.
It's like late evening, so it's probably like getting to 11ish by the time you arrive. The temples here are opened 24 hours. For anybody who
I remember last time there's like a fighting area.
Yes.
Which makes sense. It's Cord.
Yes.
What's the ground like? Is it packed dirt?
It's packed dirt. This one,
Okay.
The Temple of Cord in Valido is a smaller temple because he is not the main deity of this region.
That's fair. I'm gonna go into the middle of the fighting area.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna draw the sword, Storm's Fury, and I'm going to drive it into the packed dirt as deep as I can.
Okay.
Do I need to roll anything for that?
I think you can hit dirt.
Okay,
I'm not gonna
that's pretty
make
fair.
you roll dirt.
I didn't know how deep and hard this dirt was. I doesn't like. Is it stone? So, what are you looking for? So I'm gonna switch to the next person. I'll be right back.
Okay. Aoife, you are meditating.
Yes, I am.
All right. What aspect of Shar are you meditating on?
Her anger. I'm trying to use her anger to help me kind of clarify the rage that letter inspired.
Okay.
Because Shar was not perfectly cool and calm all the time. She did rage.
Oh, yeah.
And she raged against other gods. So, also in alignment with my own fighting style that I've been developing, balancing anger with actual balance and like inner peace and everything, I'm going to just take power in her rage.
Okay. Sounds good.
I'm back whenever. Sorry
Okay.
about that. I had to find a pill cutter.
No, that's fine. I actually have to find one too because I need to cut up ketchup pills at some point. All right, Aoife. Roll me a religion check.
Oh,
Okay.
I even have a +6 in it.
It's fine. So you do feel when you sit down, you have folded your legs into lotus position. The disc of night actually does not stay in your lap. It hovers a few centimeters off your lap when you lay it flat. And you try to focus upon the feeling, the emotion of like rage and anger. It's a little difficult. There is rage, there is anger, but the rage and anger seems to flit and float between what you can only feel are different entities that probably were that are in Shar's life. You can make out a few things. Anger towards the one who took her place, who was similar to her, her sister. There's an anger at a entity that is much, much, much larger than she was. Almost like a force of nature, one would describe. That anger is more like the anger you feel in combination with frustration, because there is only so much you can do against a foe of that nature, and only so much you can do to damage a foe of that nature. There's anger towards people that have abandoned her. There's anger towards a variety of individuals. So instead of like focusing on a single point for the anger to funnel through, it's just kind of like a heavy weighted blanket. It feels like it's everywhere, and it's hard to contain.
And in its own way, it's comforting for Aoife though, because she's also just as angry.
Very fair. So while you're focusing on that, we'll go back to Melanie. You stick your sword into the dirt. I'm not gonna make you roll because it's just hard packed dirt, and your sword definitely can go through hard packed dirt.
Okay, good.
All right. And you're praying? You're meditating? What's up?
So I am going to. I'm assuming that a part of the sharp blade is still visible, and I just kind of sit down in front of it, and I'm going to meditate on the sword and try to commune with it.
Okay. I would like you to roll a religion check.
Oh, okay. Do I get advantage from being pissed off?
No.
Damn. My sheet is loading.
It's okay.
Okay. Religion.
You are also angry. You are
I
also
am.
very pissed off. It's very similar to Aoife's anger, except you can't see, or you can't seem to focus on like anybody or any direction to focus this anger into.
Mel is then going to, seeing that she just cannot focus, she's going to take a deep breath and then just reach forward and just squeeze the blade and draw a little bit of blood
Okay.
and try again.
Okay. Instead of a religion check this time, can you roll me a wisdom saving throw?
Oh shit. Can I use lucky on that, please? I'm gonna use my lucky
You can
because
use lucky.
good God.
Yeah, and Melanie's had her.
Oh my God, lucky again.
Somewhere Avandra's like, dude, what the fuck?
Yeah, that's fine.
I thought this only happened to people called Will Wheaton.
The second one was technically a 3.
Right, 200% better than Will Wheaton. All right, you. All right, so first time couldn't focus on anger. Shake your head. Screw it. I need a focal point. You wrap your hand around the blade. You nick yourself a little bit. Blood starts to coat the blade a little bit. Your hand slips a little bit, and it even cuts into your hand a little more, which draws out your focus. But, you then steady yourself, and you're like, okay, screw this. I've been, kicked in the face much harder than this. I've been kicked in the face by my child much harder than this. I can focus. True. So you finally find something. So you're focusing, and then as if someone is listening, there is a crack. Well, there is lightning that flashes. Could you roll a dexterity saving throw for me?
Oh shit. Yes, I can. Got one lucky left. It's fine. I'll just take the hit.
Okay. All right.
We had a long rest. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
You camped in the swamp. All right. Take 45 points of thunder damage. As this crack of
Thunder,
lightning.
not lightning.
There's no light. Oh. Okay, lightning damage. I forgot.
I was about to say there is lightning damage.
I forgot for a minute. Okay, I try to drive lightning damage away from my mind because my husband keeps on wanting me to use things that breathe lightning on you guys. And I'm just like,
that's rude.
Tell
Rude,
him,
Brandon.
yeah,
rude.
Tell him that. 45 points of lightning damage as you were thrown back into a nearby wall. The breath leaves your lungs momentarily, and suddenly you're in, when you open your eyes, you're in an arena that's definitely not the one you were in a moment ago. Here the stone is the actual floor is made out of a more solid stone-like material. The outside of the arena is actually made out of a stone stone brick wall. And in the center of the stone brick wall, there is, well, not in the center of the stone brick wall, in the center of the arena, there is an older gentleman. Looks like he's about maybe 50-ish years old in a breastplate. It's got a very large greatsword that just hangs on his back. And looks like he is in kind of a piece on his knees, kind of in prayer for a moment.
Mel gets her breath. Whew. That was hardier than she expected. And then she stands up and she strides over. Is this person facing toward her or away from her?
Toward her.
She stops in front of him. It's time to fucking wake up.
Go continue.
I have done a lot of things that are very brave and whatnot, and it's time for you to fucking wake up. We have a lot of things in front of us, and I am not going to let all of these people fall to some sort of weirdo who collects relics just because you want a nap.
When you address this person.
Yeah. Do I get smited?
No. They open their eyes. And you see that when they open your eyes, it looks like you're looking into a night sky. Like it's as if a clear night sky has been fitted into a tiny orb, and these orbs are looking back at you. The figure...
Not what she expected, but she keeps her cool.
Okay. The figure stands
Does
up.
she though?
Tries to.
The figure is about your height. So looking directly into your eyes, almost kind of pretty much looking, you feel like almost looking directly into your soul. He doesn't say anything. What's your armor class?
It's 23.
Okay. All right.
Does something happen?
Yeah. In
okay.
one fluid motion, he takes his great sword from his back and swings at you.
Okay.
You're able to dodge out of the way, but there is a small crater that's left in its wake.
I am going to take the momentum of my dodge,
Mm-hmm.
and I am going to... I don't have my weapon, I'm assuming, because I left it in the other arena. So I'm just gonna jump forward and just punch this man in the face.
All right. You may roll to attempt to punch man in the face.
Yeah. Let's see. It's a proficient strength, right? So it'd be the same as my athletics.
Yeah, I think so. All right.
21 to hit.
So you dodge, you spin on your heel, and you execute almost a near perfect uppercut underneath his chin. And he reels back. There is some ichor that like dribbles from the side of his mouth. It looks kind of gold-ish in color, as if he starts bleeding like liquid gold.
If you want to fight, at least drop the sword.
Sorry.
Ew. Oh, is he bleeding nacho cheese?
No, he's not. It's not no Vita. I guarantee you that. It looks a lot more metallic. He's like, God, you hit hard.
You're welcome.
So, you need me to wake up.
Obviously. That's why I yelled at you. To fucking wake up. I feel like that was pretty fucking clear. Come on. You're supposed to want battle and to protect the weak, aren't you? Well, guess what? We are about to go on a quest to go save, well, avenge. It's mostly avenging, because the dude already killed a bunch of kids. And we are going to go do this. I just went into the Shadowfell and fought a dragon to save my daughter. I mean, if I was much braver, I would probably die terribly because I would go way further than I needed to. I don't know what else you want from me, but it's time, I think. Otherwise, you're going to fall into the hands of some weirdo who just wants a fucking arsenal of relics, and he's going to twist you and wreck stuff just because you being nappy.
Did anybody ever tell you you're not the most articulate person?
Obviously they have. Yes. That's not a new thing for somebody to tell me.
He looks you up and down for a moment.
Mel stands straighter. Brushes some of the dirt off her armor since she did get knocked backwards.
Yeah, he got
Heartily.
knocked the fuck out. He got knocked hell out for a second. He would really like you. I think he already does.
Good. He's less likely to smite me for yelling fuck at his relic a bunch.
So we're going after a child murderer now.
Yes. Yes, who's probably almost definitely going to murder some more people because he sounds like he's been twisted or made insane, or maybe he was always insane and he just had a lot of time to deal with it, and he murdered a bunch of kids, like at least 20 kids. And now we're going to go kill him before he gets to kill more kids. I will step forward, like bridge the gap between us, and just put on a hand out, like to shake.
Mm-hmm.
What do you say?
It sounds like you found things worth fighting for.
Lots of them.
Then I think it's time to do this. And he will also his hand goes out, but he does kind of like the Beastmaster handshake pretty much.
I'm gonna have to Google this.
It's like they're grabbing the not the wrist, but like
Oh
upper
yeah,
arm.
like
that.
the wrist thing. Okay.
Yeah. And he dissipates into a shimmering mist, and you feel this presence enter you. Give me a couple minutes.
Shit. The thing that I asked about, does that happen? The subclass thing?
Yes.
Oh, sweet.
So we'll have to talk about that.
Okay. I have her sketched out. So.
All right. There's a couple other things that will happen but you feel
okay.
You feel as if you are even more powerful than before.
Mm.
But even with that, there's a clarity that wasn't there before. Like, all of a sudden, all your senses start focusing in on around you. You hear the lightest breeze that skips across the rocks. You hear the footsteps of what you can only assume are small creatures like rodents or insects that flit across the stones. Everything just seems, it's like if you put on a new pair of glasses for the first time. It's that
you
feeling.
can see leaves when you do that,
yes,
guys. It's
you
amazing.
yeah, it's amazing. It's very similar to that feeling. The world around you suddenly is a little more clearer.
It can also be kind of headachy.
Yes.
Oh, yeah,
but
very.
You don't get that part. You get the clarity part.
Ooh.
And as your vision starts to, as the area around you starts to fade a little bit, when you blink and open your eyes again, your sword is still in the dirt. You are still in a like kind of like a kneeling position of where your hand was, like around the sword, as if the lightning did not happen. Your hand is not bleeding. And suddenly there are 3 new stones that are on your sword. All
Oh.
glowing white.
Interesting. I poke one.
Okay. The stone
Gently.
Yeah. The stone disappears.
Oh.
And there is a surge of lightning that fills you for a moment. I'm gonna need to take a few minutes to update your sheet. The temple does not explode. But you feel like this is what you've been asking for.
Yes. Yes. Goodness,
And
that's a big explosion.
There's also the feeling of somewhere somebody is very proud of you. Like that approval that that
Aww.
one would get from like when your captain approved of something you did. It's very similar to that.
Cool.
All right, so I will.
For a minute, I thought you were going to say when your cat approves of something you did, and I was less sure of what you were going for on the cat approval. Captain
Can't
approval,
relate.
I've got.
Never experienced, can't relate.
Yeah. My cat doesn't approve of my choices.
All right. So you're experiencing all types of stuff like that. Back at home. Raine, you're with Shaddoc, and she is sleeping away. Just snoring like there is no tomorrow. What are you thinking about?
I'm gonna get like in a far corner of the room, like sitting at a table. I'm gonna cast light with my relic and just pull out the broken pieces of the pocket watch.
Okay. Sounds good. So you cast light and you bring out the broken pieces of the pocket watch. There is some disapproval. There's like a of disapproval somewhere.
Yeah, I pull out my friend. I'm like, look, I had to.
I know. He sounds kind of like almost like he's sobbing a little bit. Like not like kind of like he lost a friend.
Had to risk it.
I know.
I had to get to her.
I know.
I mean, you said it would be broken, but if something is broken, it can be fixed. I'm not saying I can do it, but it's like I got pieces together. I'm just like click, click, click.
Nope, doesn't fit. It's like one of those like extravagant puzzles that you see on those YouTube videos that you try to mess with. Yeah. Yeah, I guess. I mean, I don't know how. I've honestly, I don't know how this is gonna work. Well, it doesn't work, but I don't know how it could be fixed.
It was already kind of broken. Sometimes when things are broken, they have to be not working. They're broken. They really have to be broken before they're put back together correctly.
I mean, maybe if we run into anybody that is like maybe I don't know, an archmage or something. I don't know. You guys come across those once in a while, don't you?
Honestly, we come across all types. I think we've going to eventually come across everything. It's an unusual bunch.
Hmm. I mean, to be fair, I'd probably do the same thing you
Why'd
did.
you jump down, honey? You could have just stayed.
No, I had to jump out the window.
So, where are we gonna? So we're going after a baby murderer, so to speak.
Sounds like
Mm.
these kind of people, they don't stop at one thing, do they?
Yeah.
I don't want to leave Shaddoc alone, but just don't get that choice.
Yeah. I get it. Duty calls. It's always like that. Well, listen, if you come across any archmages, I'm sure maybe they'll have an idea of what to do with this thing. She does have that.
I don't know, she's gonna start teaching me to be polite and things. I don't know if I can handle that.
Oh, gods forbid.
Oh no, your child has manners.
The worst.
Hmm.
Have airs and horrible.
So, I really hate to bring this up now that we're talking.
Yes, after I just talked about how I don't want to leave this new family. But yes, do go on.
Well, I mean, it's the first time we've been alone for a while. Has your friend made any progress?
Sorry, what was that?
Has your friend made any progress?
Getting,
My predicament?
yeah.
The whole getting me out of here thing so I can finally rest?
Honestly, I haven't checked back in on it lately. We've been busy, you know.
Yeah.
You have time to wait.
Yeah.
And I will check in with them at the earliest possible convenience, which honestly could be a while, but you know.
Mm-hmm. Okay. As long as you deal with them.
You're still at least getting out in the world and seeing exciting, violent things.
Oh yes, the Shadowfell was great. I was so happy to be almost eaten by Nightwalkers. It was awesome.
It was fine.
Hermit crab.
I mean, you didn't think you'd be leaping out of a tall tower in the Shadowfell into the near maws of various creatures that wasn't on the agenda?
No, I thought that was, I thought your new other friend and, kind of like, well, can't motion to anything. I thought they would be happy about that.
They were ecstatic, weren't you?
There is like, if there is a child furiously nodding at you, that would be the child.
I'm sure that's going to be an issue eventually, but, I'm good at putting things off. So the next time I have to leap out of something...
Senators unite later.
Alright. Well, just as long as you don't forget and, You're right. I'm not going anywhere. So, hey, at least it's not a torture god. You know, could be a lot worse. I should
mean,
have
let's
said
not-
that, should I?
No, and also I
God damn it.
want to count our chickens before they've hatched. I mean,
God damn it. You know, this is what got me in trouble in the first place.
I thought what got him in trouble was banging God's son and daughter.
That's true. Alright, hold on. I'll be right back. I need to do something.
Anybody want to play tic-tac-toe with me?
I am currently crocheting where I would. And watching a dog. Oh, wait, shit, where'd that dog go?
Doing a great job.
Oh man, I'm doing
You
a
had
shit
2
job.
jobs.
Awesome dog. I found it. Both dogs were in my bed, Kelly. I had
Do
2
you
dogs
have a
curled up in my
separate
bed.
bed from Kelly?
Yeah. Yeah, I kick
Oh.
really bad.
Oh, interesting.
It's like I'm running a marathon every night. So, he's a light sleeper that can tell when ninjas come into the room. It wasn't a good pairing for sleeping.
Okay.
Yeah.
Do you have single beds in the same room, or do you just have separate rooms?
Separate rooms. That way, if our schedules don't line up, like when he's working late or early and I'm working late or early, it doesn't really matter.
Okay.
Also, I
interesting.
talk in my sleep, so even a separate. I am apparently the most active sleeper in the whole world and just talk like all night. But in my defense, sometimes it's humorous, whereas when he talks in his sleep, it sounds like he's trying to summon a demon and it's terrifying. So, you know. But
Okay, so
lately
Lynn's
I've
out.
just been having nightmares about wedding stuff. This morning I had a dream that all of the wedding guests were beset by crabs, not like the STD, but
I
like
was about
actual
to say.
crabs. We're not even having. It's not even by a river or a. I mean, there's a small pond, but there's no crabs. And in my dream, these little crabs, they just came up and just pinched everybody's ankles.
That's upsetting.
Was.
Did they pinch your ankles?
You know, I was kicking them a lot.
I see. So
And
Lynn's
then-
out of tic-tac-toe. Does anyone
Oh.
else want to play? But you can continue your story.
Oh.
I don't mind.
I was gonna say the other one, somebody stole the cake. Just ran
That one
off with
seems
it.
much more likely.
Yeah. The other one, somebody accidentally put on my dress, and I had to wear my backup outfit, which I don't know why I had a backup outfit. And worse, it was a denim shirt, a denim skirt, and a t-shirt. It was a terrible backup outfit, guys.
Well, I'm
Every
surprised
night.
somebody was wearing your dress.
Yeah, right? By
Like, why
accident?
didn't you just say, "Could you take that off, please? That's
Well,
mine."
I was being polite, and I thought that it'd be really rude to tell them, hey, that's my dress that you put on.
When is the wedding, by the way?
31st of July. Plenty more time for some more weird dreams.
Come on, somebody play tic-tac-toe with me.
I have
I don't
returned.
have a way to play tic-tac-toe, but do you want to see Tano's little recovery vest?
Did
I've
we
already seen.
see that.
Did I already share that?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that's right. I
Right
was
at the
thinking I sent
beginning.
it to my parents. That was the beginning. That was so long ago. That was all lasagna ago.
Uh-huh.
Did you feed the cat, Darren?
Yes. Alright, so I am adding a couple things to your weapon.
Ooh.
That's not what I wanted. So...
While you do that, I just wanted to say one last thing about Aoife.
Yes.
That when she only gets all rage and not like focused rage, she'll just embrace it and she'll go outside somewhere, actually expend a rage or two, and just be angry under the open sky.
Yep.
And fall asleep outside.
Okay, that's fine. Changing that. I had this in another Word document.
Mm.
And that. It will be in bold when you
Things that are different.
yeah. As well as some other things. Okay. Save changes. Alright, so it's in there. Alright, have fun with that.
Wait, I have resistance to thunder damage? Fuck.
There lightning.
You've always had that.
Also, I have this thing programmed wrong, I think.
Good to find out now.
I have it set as a +2.
Alright. I'll get rid of that part.
I mean, I'm not going to complain about a +3.
Now it is +3. Look at the bold. Yeah, look at the bold parts though. Okay, so have fun with that.
Shit.
Have fun with that. You're all awakened now. Anybody else doing anything besides looking at that broken pocket watch and punching things outside?
Sleeping.
Sleeping.
I'll just tell Kismet, you know, it sounds like we're gonna go after this crazy monk, man. I really don't think that's up your alley. I could just send you back to Nenrine for a little while to do some more study, you know, if you'd like.
Fine. No. I don't want to go back into a library. I actually want to see the world. I'll stop complaining. I'm sorry.
Just trying to be sincere.
It's fine. It's fine. But yeah, it's fine. I just thought, you know, I'd be out a little sooner. Just kind of hopeful.
Well, I'll write a letter to Nenrine for Tilda to deliver, and maybe we can get an update on that. Make sure that perhaps redirect them to that matter. We do ask Nenrine to do a lot of things. It could have fallen by the wayside.
You might want to get them a fruit basket. You do ask a lot of things from him.
That's true. A nice fruit basket, maybe a day in the spa.
I heard, like, there's a company, like, I overheard while you guys were, like, hanging out in the bar, there's a company that takes, like, fruit and makes it into, like, floral designs and sends it to them.
That stuff is so overpriced.
I don't know what the inflation rate is, honestly, in your time.
As we swim in buckets of gold.
Yeah. Okay. So you chit-chat for a bit.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And everybody else is resting, spending time with loved ones and whatnot. The
Yep,
evening. What's up?
just cuddling with the hubby and the baby.
Mm-hmm.
I'm
There was-
gonna send this sending to Theo.
Okay.
Why?
Not Theo. Sorry.
Tegan?
Vegan.
Tegan. Yeah.
There
you
we
just said
go.
Theo, so it slipped.
No, I said hubby, but
Oh, okay. My bad. Anyways.
Well, surprise, Tilda. Guess what?
that's why I asked why, because I was about to have to beat him up.
Yeah.
Get out!
Good evening. I'm in Vox. Where are you at?
You're in Valido.
Valido, whatever.
Jesus
Bee
Christ.
sounds.
Oh my God! Is this a you up tweet? You up
Yeah.
message?
Yeah. I'm doing a booty call.
All right, fine. He's like, I'm at the keep. What's your location exactly?
I did say I was at Valido.
Like specific location, I think he means.
Oh, okay.
Valido
let me
is
see how many.
quite a large city.
That's true. Jesus Christ, I've used so many spells for sending today. Is this the Loyalar estate, or are we in the other one?
This is the Loyalar townhouse.
Townhouse, yeah, that's what I meant. We're at the Loyalar townhouse. Just came back from killing a Draco Lich. Going to be leaving again soon. Would like to see you. Wink, wink.
Be right there.
I like that since there are no emojis in the sending spell, you actually said wink wink in the sending spell.
I feel like my tone probably went through.
Yeah, that makes sense, I guess.
I had to change one thing in your new weapon, Lynn, about the damage typage. It's still good, but I forgot that it was for another instance. It just still can convert to a type of damage. Anyways, yeah. It's gonna take him a few hours to get there because it's a few hours to Valido from the keep. So he does come in 3 hours. So yay. All right. So you are successful in your booty call. And anybody else want to do anything?
So do the changes to my subclass happen now? Because if they do, when I come back, people are going to notice a small change.
Yes.
Okay. So when Mel comes back from Quartz Temple, she's 7 inches taller.
Right. I remember that.
All right. Speaking about booty calls, then.
So she is now 6'1".
Oh.
And might need to get some different pants.
I didn't mean it like that. He arrives in 3 hours. Yeah, Mel is taller. Yeah, we have Lady Demetrask in the.
So you went to Rune Carver? Oh no,
Yeah.
that'll be or Rune Knight, whatever. But
Yeah.
that'll be my character in KK's game when I hit that level. Because I'm already a Goliath and I'm already like 7 foot something.
Oh, jeez.
So
You're gonna be tall as hell.
yeah.
Damn. All the innuendos. All the innuendos.
Of course.
Okay. But yeah, morning comes. you guys all sleep in for a little bit. Shaddoc gets up at
That's
6
Tegan.
yeah. Shaddoc gets up at 6 in the morning. Because her sleep schedule is messed the fuck up.
I'm imagining she doesn't even have one anymore.
No.
After
I imagine the
all she's gone
baby,
through.
has also kind of kept Theo and Tilda.
Oh,
up in shit.
you want to go with fucked up sleep schedules? Oh yeah, that child is waking up.
Yeah.
All times at all
She's
hours.
not fucked up. She's a baby. She's like 2 days old.
Okay, baby time. Baby do what you gotta do.
Yeah.
Yeah, so you are, and you can get like a servant to help you from time to time if you guys need sleep. That is possible.
Take the baby away.
Oh, it's time to. Well, we have some stored in the some milk stored in the kitchen from the last thing. So yeah, we'll take the baby and feed it. But morning comes. Shaddoc is kind of like antsy already, so she will like check if Raine or Melanie is up.
Assuming it wakes us up, because I'm assuming she's not stealthing in.
Oh no.
Yeah.
Oh, child's not stealthing it at all.
So I got to know that the worst possible time. What subclass did Mel change to?
Rune Knight.
Nice.
And if it's okay with the DM, I'm going to take one of the feats that I've literally never used, Mage Slayer, or not Mage Slayer, Shield Master, and do Martial Initiate. So I keep one use of superiority, so I can still occasionally get you to do the Commander Strike.
That's
7 inches taller. That's a fair. Not getting the sneak attack would be a fair trade-off for Raine, as far as she's concerned.
Yeah. Also, Cloud Rune. Just gonna Cloud Rune some motherfuckers.
Oh god,
so...
it's that picture. Of the lady. Never mind.
Dimitrescu. It's Dimitrescu.
Yeah, but it's the one where I'll find it.
Is it the tall vampire lady from the new was it Fallout?
Resident Evil.
Resident Evil.
Evil.
Yeah.
Resident Evil. Okay. If and when you find said picture, please put it under a spoiler.
No, it's not that. I can't find like a clean picture of that, but it's just two people. That one. That's a situation now.
Yeah, it's true.
Yep. Yep.
Oh, that's fucking hilarious.
That's kind of how it is for Nazara and Mia.
Very scored. Yeah, Nazara's 6'5".
Yeah, and Mizia, Jesus. I guess that's our ship name. Mia's like what, 5'4", I think.
But
So
yeah.
Shaddoc's coming in.
Yep, Shad's coming in. She's like kind of like goes over to you guys, and she's like,
Good morning, Shaddoc.
"Oh, you're awake."
Yes.
Sorry, sorry,
Pull
Mom.
her up into the middle of the bed in between us.
Aww.
Actually, Mel, if given the chance, will toss her. Just kind of like toss the kid up into the middle of the bed.
Yeet.
Oh no!
Eat the child.
The child has been eaten. No, she's pretty happy. Is there anything you want? Like, she starts like, talking like, so what did I miss anything besides the baby?
Say the baby. Just to let you know, we are going to have to go on a little trip again. But you and Tilda and the baby are going to go back to the keep for a little while. Would that be okay?
She looks a little bit sad for a moment.
Oh, I'm very sorry.
it's important, right? What you guys are doing.
Yes, there was a bad person who killed a bunch of people. And we want to go make sure that they don't do it again.
She furrows her brows. I mean, I just got back, but I get it.
Sorry about the timing, kiddo. But
Will you
how
guys
about
will you guys bring me back something cool?
we will bring you back something very cool. And how about you decide on something very special you want to do when we get back? It can be anything within reason.
Pony?
No.
Maybe not a pony. You know what? I bet Zaitari could turn you into a pony. So,
That
something
was
very special.
suggested before, so.
Yeah. So,
Yeah, the pony couldn't fit in the house, so it was a problem.
yeah, it was more a size issue with the pony. So, think of something special you want to do when we get back.
Okay.
And know that we are missing you the whole time we're gone.
Hmm.
And know that you're going to get attacked by a tickle monster! And I'll just, start tickling the child.
Yeah, she starts giggling. And then for a moment she she looks at you. Mom, did you get taller?
I did, yes.
She's looking at you, Raine, Mama, what does I'm confused.
It's a magic thing.
Uh-huh.
It's magical puberty.
When a god loves you very much, they make you taller.
Okay. You guys talk for a little longer. Aiofe, could you roll me a wisdom saving throw? You're good at these. You'll be fine.
Someone's crying on you. Actually, I don't know what the save is for that.
Why does she need to do that,
Because I said so.
Aiofe? Fuck.
Hemlock?
Hello?
Hey. Wisdom saving throw, please.
I just wisdom saving throw. Okay.
Yes. You'll be fine. You're fine. So you are probably sleeping at this point after your rage meditation. And while you were sleeping, there is, a couple dark thoughts that enter your psyche. And they seem to form dark shadows in some of the dreams you think you have. But when you wake up, you can't seem to recall anything.
Do I have a feeling of unease though?
Yeah, there is some uneasiness there.
Okay. I'll just get up, brush myself off because I fell asleep outside somewhere.
Yep.
Behind a bush or something.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm just gonna look at the disc of night and I'm just gonna say to it, I don't know if you want me to be your champion or whatever, but I think that'd be a good marketing ploy. So help me out more.
Mm.
And I'm just gonna put it away and head back
Okay.
to the townhouse.
All right. Sounds good. Mallory, I don't know how late you were up with Tegan. I mean, Zaitari
Enough
was...
to get a long rest.
Okay. But it was a fun night. Yeah. I assume you tell him that you guys are going off again.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Yes.
he's very sorely disappointed.
I'll share the details.
yeah, when he hears, child murdering monk, he's just like, oh, okay, yeah, that's something you should take care of.
Yes, I had hoped to spend some time with you, but unfortunately, we'll have to postpone some, I don't know, wedding planning or whatever.
I suppose duty calls. It doesn't feel like you were gone for long, he says. Actually, it just feels like you left like the other day.
Kinda did just leave the other day, to be honest, so.
Oh, I still missed you.
I missed you as well, my dear. I'll give him a kiss on the cheek.
So everybody's convening. Servants are making breakfast. It's pretty simple. Just a lot of like apples, bananas. Simple, like some simple oatmeal with fruit. Something they could whip up real quick.
Mm-hmm.
And don't need like, a million things on hand. Probably some particulars for like good lactation promotion stuff. I don't know. I don't know what that involves with.
There are herbs and stuff that are said to do stuff, so.
But yeah, everybody soon like, table set and people can come down at their own pace to have breakfast. And Shaddoc is a child with shark-like tendencies. So she's probably going through like 3 bowls of oatmeal and 2 apples. Just putting it away like they're nothing.
Although assuming she's probably hungry after whatever the hell she's been through lately.
Oh yeah, she's starving.
I'll just make sure she paces herself and doesn't give herself a sore stomach.
Okay. There's a couple of times where it goes down the wrong pipe. Drops of water.
Take care, dear.
Sorry, Mama. And she just goes back at it.
Oh yeah.
She gets it from you.
Well. Oh, worse happens we can pick up.
But yeah, but everybody's back at the townhouse at their own time and leisure.
Well, we're going to teleport to Fort Granite and then find this person and kill them, and that's it, right? Like, there's nothing else we need to do over there?
We'll have to
Well,
find someplace
we need
for
to find the
survivors to
person.
go.
We're just going to Fort Granite to gather information, from what I understand.
Ah,
Yeah, that's where the survivors are. But outside of killing him, we need to figure out where the survivors are going to go.
Aoife, this is your area of expertise. We'll let you take the lead. Not murdering children, but, you know more about the monastery and what its people might want to do and that sort of thing.
Yeah, I'm going to need some help talking to the survivors. I wasn't exactly popular. Shocker, I know. I can see the surprise on everyone's face. I wasn't well liked. So I don't know how open the survivors will be to me, asking questions and stuff.
We'll help, of course.
Okay. Whenever you're ready, you can.
Before we run off, at some point before we do this, I would like to talk to Shaddoc alone.
Okay.
I'm sorry, I'm not your real mom.
I say, hey Shaddoc.
Yeah, Mama.
I just want, I don't want to put any pressure on you to do anything, but I was wondering if you could maybe help me with something. In your free time, and I don't want you to ignore your work or anything. But I'm going to show you something. You've done some very beautiful scrimshaw work before.
Mm-hmm.
I've seen. And I want to see if you could work on something. I'm going to show her a sketch I've made.
Okay.
And I'm going to text you something.
Okay.
And a letter to give when you get back to the keep. And we're just going to keep this a little secret between us for now, okay?
Okay. I can do that.
All right. I love you.
Love you too, Mama.
You too. All right. And I give her a kiss on the forehead and go back about business.
Okay. Before you guys are ready to teleport, Shaddoc gives you both like a big hug. And she just says, "I love you, Mom. I love you, Mama. Come back."
We love you too. We will. Don't worry.
And she'll go to each one of you. Aoife, she gives you a hug if you allow her to.
Yeah.
He's like, "Go beat up the bad guy really bad, okay?"
It's literally the only thing I do.
And she goes and hugs Zaitari. It says, "I want more lessons." Pouts. Please. When you get back.
Oh, muted. No wonder. I'll give her a pat on the head and say, "Oh, of course.
Yeah.
Once we have free time and we're back, of course."
And I know Tilda Rose not back yet, but she will go to Theo. I'll ask her for his reaction when she does this, and she'll say, "I love you, Uncle Theo. Can you?" And she'll be like, "Can you get me a pony?"
Boy, does she got his number.
We'll see how Theo reacts when Rogue gets back, but I'm sure it's one of two reactions.
I never heard of ponies when we get back. God damn it.
There's gonna be so many fucking ponies when you get back. And yeah, whenever you're ready, you guys can teleport to Fort Granite. It will probably be, if you had breakfast around 10, it'll probably be 12-hour difference, so evening over there. Okay. All right, so you guys will teleport to Fort Granite. It is nighttime.
Mm-hmm.
And Aoife, it was said in the letter where Liu Ping was. I believe I gave you a location or an organization he's currently with.
You just have he's with the treasure hunters in Fort Granite.
Yeah. So these guys would know where that is. You had met with the leader of the treasure hunters there before. The cell leader known as Bug.
Bug?
Bug.
Okay.
And you know where their location is, so it's really easy to find where that is. And they pretty much everybody knows who you are at this point, so you have no problem navigating the streets, going to the secret hideout in the alleyway, pretty much telling the guards let you through, or telling the guards who you are. And when you say who you're seeing, there's no surprise either. Often a secluded hallway in one of the bedrooms, they point to one of the doors, and they a gruff man or human man says, "The guy you want's in there." He was resting last time one of the clerics checked up on him. I think he's awake now. So, kind of just shrugs and lets you do your thing.
I'll go try and talk to him first. And then if he's...
Do you want anyone to go with you?
Not to start.
Okay.
I think just seeing a familiar face, even if it's not his preferred familiar face, I think it might help.
All right.
And I'll come get you guys here real quick.
Okay. So,
And I'll...
okay, do you knock on the door? Do you just go in?
I just go in.
Okay. A little startled by your surprise, there is the face of Lu Ping, but not exactly the way you remember it. So, a lot of the students you remember at the monastery, especially, like to shave their heads bald. You know, hair gets in the way and whatnot.
Mm-hmm.
So his head is, shaven. There's a little bit of like a prickly growth that's starting to emerge from the scalp, but that's not the first thing that catches your attention. The first thing that catches your attention is he's missing his right arm. It's been bandaged up very well. It looks like the bandages were changed very recently. There is no sign of redness around the area. He is shirtless, so you do see it clearly. The other thing is he's missing his left eye. That has also been bandaged up. Also looks like it was cleaned very recently. There are a number of bruises, though the swelling doesn't look as bad. It looks like the swelling had been tended to around his face, around his left shoulder. And he's currently, just kind of like resting in bed, reading. He looked like he was reading a piece of parchment, but his face is in pure surprise when you come into the room. Eva.
I'll shut the door behind me and take off my hat and set it by the door and head over to the bed.
All right. He doesn't say anything as you come in. He's just like he mouths, your name, Aiofe, like as if he's very surprised to see you. And when you get closer to him, he's like, "Hey."
What's up?
Oh, well, kind of like looks to his missing arm. Could
Did
be
they get
better.
you magical healing?
Hmm?
Magical healing or mundane?
Magical. They had a couple. Ricochet got a couple healers to patch me up. They did a good job. It was a lot worse than this.
Is there a chair in there that I could?
Yeah, there's a chair.
I'll bring it over and sit on it backwards so I can fold my arms over the top of the back and face him.
Mm-hmm.
Is it too soon for you to talk about it, or can I ask you some questions?
You can ask me some questions. I already spoke to Ricochet, to Ricky a bit. But if it helps at all, then you can ask.
I'll be quick so you can keep resting. And I am here with some companions. They might have questions, but I can have them ask them a little bit later.
Yeah.
I guess the first one is, how sure are you that it was Gokor?
He just closes his eyes for a moment. I'm almost, I guess the saying is 99% sure. It looked like him, except a lot older.
Yeah.
Seemed to know everybody by first name, threw around a few nicknames, apparently. So, like, the older guys were pretty sure it was him. The way they talked about him.
And when he first showed up, was he acting like himself or was he acting weird?
Uh, he seemed like himself. I mean, he seemed serious, though. Like, he was, I don't remember too much because, 10 when he left, but, like, he seemed normal, though there was, like, he wasn't taking any shit that day from, like, that presence around him. Like, he was all business when he went in.
Did he come to discuss becoming Grand Master, or was he here for something else? Do you know?
Well, we thought he was here for Grandmaster because it's been a while since we saw him. I think that's what the masters thought too. They greeted him, and as they were taking him to the back, I was falling behind. They were talking about, the Grandmaster position already. But he wanted to talk to them about something first. Like, some things he had discovered, I think. And then that's when they went to the back of the monastery while I got dinner ready, or helped get dinner ready.
In the letter Ricochet sent me, he made mention about his making room for his new martial arts style.
Yeah.
Did you happen to see what that was like, and can you talk about it?
He pauses for a moment and, gets a glass of water that's resting by the nightstand. And he takes a long sip from that. Yeah, I saw a little bit of what he could do. So, after I went to the kitchen and got dinner ready, I was bringing it back, to where the masters and Gokor were. And that's when I heard the first punch. One of the masters flew through a wall nearby as I was bringing them dinner. He as far as I could tell, he was dead when he flew through that wall. But I was able to get a couple glimpses of other things. So I ran to where he flew through the wall, and I saw Gokor's fist going through another one, one of the other masters. It's like he punched into him, and there were like these black veins I saw, like, kind of where the punch hit. And then he was dead. and then as you know, as like there were two other the last two masters descended on him. At that point, I turned, I ran, I was shouting, to get the kids to safety. There were other students already coming because of the noise. And
was he alone? Was there anyone with him?
He was by himself. There was nobody else. It was just him.
And did he tear down the temple with his bare hands, or was he using something?
He set the temple on fire after it was all done.
After he was done with the masters?
Yeah. Temple set on fire, took care of the students. I actually took a hit from him, from what I remember. I only remember one hit. And it's not a hit I would ever want to take again.
What Looping is describing, it's because Aoife's always been restless with her technique and she's been trying to develop it. Has she encountered anything that sounds like these sapping punches in any kind of technique before?
Roll a, let's see.
Vampire fist.
He's a vampire. Roll a knowledge history. I'll give you advantage because your expertise is fighting styles, and you are trying to improve yours. Not so much, unfortunately. He continues. So a bunch of the students had descended upon them, as he was going through the monastery. Took care of the masters. I got to the kids. I was trying to gather them up to leave. He took care of the others really quick. And there was a couple of us between the kids and him. And, we told them to run while we charged.
You did what you could.
Roll an insight check when you say that.
Oh, God.
He kind of like nods wordlessly when you say that. It's very hard to kind of tell what he's thinking right now. But at least you can tell he's trying to relay any useful information he might have for you. Anything that you could use.
I don't know if you'll know this, but were there any relics being kept at the monastery? New ones?
Not as far as I know. I'm usually not privy to that kind of thing, because, yeah. But when you were asking about his fighting style, so he hit me.
Yeah.
And I felt he was like draining me. I could hit, before then I could try to land a couple more punches, or had the energy to land a few more punches, but after that one hit, it just feels like he sapped the strength from me.
How many levels of exhaustion did it feel like, buddy?
Well, we're going to make sure it doesn't happen again. I'm going to make sure it doesn't happen again. And when you're recovered and feeling a little better, I've been developing a new martial arts style too. I can teach it to you if you'd like, because I think it'll really help you right now. And I'm going to like put it in my hands, like to show that I'm not going to hurt him or anything.
Yep.
And I will go ahead and activate my astral self.
Yep. He looks very surprised and very impressed. That could have been very useful. Well, will be, if you're willing.
I'm going to take this asshole down. I never liked him. And when you're better, I can teach you too.
Thanks.
So you don't always have to have one arm down, you know?
Yeah.
While you do have my arms out, though, I would like to insight check him.
Yeah.
To see if it's really looping.
Yeah.
Or if he's under some kind of influence.
Yep.
And I'm going to do it now because I have advantage on insight checks while I have my arms out.
You're pretty sure it's him. You're almost certain it's him. He has the same like mannerisms that you noticed from him when you were back at the monastery. He has certain twitches that he hasn't been able to get rid of no matter how much training he's gone through. The few scars you do remember he had, they're still on there. As for any influence, he seems to be in a lot of shock. But you get a lot of survivor's guilt from him right now.
Yeah.
So if anything's influencing him, it's kind of that.
I don't know if Ricochet told you yet or not, but he found 2 more survivors. You're not alone.
You really think you can take him? He was...
I'm going to tell you a story. It is me bragging, but it does serve a purpose. Like literally 48 hours ago, I was riding astride a Dracolich while it flew around the Shadowfell, and I punched it to death.
Holy shit. Yeah, he believes you.
I've learned a lot since I left. And I'm not scared. And not being scared means you're willing to do a lot of really stupid shit for the chance of success.
I mean, that's quite a feat.
What? Not being scared or
No,
doing stupid stuff?
No, punching the dragon. Draco. That
would-
sounds impressive.
I'd
not-
categorize it under stupid stuff, but I'm going to take him down. Ricochet's going to help. My friends are going to help. They're outside. We're going to talk to those 2 other survivors, find out who they are, hear their story, and then we're going to do some digging and track him down. And when it's all said and done, I'll go up to the monastery and make sure everybody's put to rest myself. And when that's done, if you want, we can go back together and you can say your goodbyes.
I would really appreciate that.
I'll get it taken care of.
Aiofe,
Yeah,
I really tried.
I know. I'm just going to reach over and like pat his knee
Mm-hmm.
awkwardly because I don't know how to comfort sad people who are older than me.
Yeah, yep.
Let him throw you out a window.
And Oh, you did your best.
It wasn't good
You did.
enough. It's never good
You
enough.
survived. It's good enough because you survived.
He let me.
Yeah, but you're still alive, and that means you can help more people. That's the part that matters. Right now sucks. 100%. And you need to grieve for all the children and for yourself. Absolutely. But the fact of the matter is, you're 18 years old right now. You will grieve. And then tomorrow will come. And you will help someone else. We learn from our mistakes. And we learn from our failings.
Yeah.
Do you want me to shave your head? It looks itchy.
Honestly, I really haven't noticed.
You want to grow it out? That's what I've been doing.
Looks good.
I look messed up bald. I had no choice.
How are you gonna find him?
We're very tricksy, our group. They're very smart. They have magic. I think magic's gonna help. But really, I'm going to try and get a hold of him, like message straight into his brain, and challenge him.
Roll.
Because clearly my martial arts style is way cooler, and I flex with all of my arms.
Your arms are still out. Roll another insight check. There's a tick a twitch he tries to hide when you say you're gonna challenge him. Like, as soon as he says that, he's like kind of stops and he goes back into thought for a moment, and then kind of shakes it off.
What? Speak up. Speak your mind, kid. I say, kid, you're older than me. Speak your mind.
There was one thing I heard before one of the masters got thrown out that wall.
Okay.
They were talking about you.
What did they say?
And he hesitates.
Nothing you say is gonna offend me or upset me.
They mentioned your trip, out with Ricochet. How, you went to go and, because you never got along with the masters.
Mm-hmm.
I think that upset him. I don't know why. And a moment later, a master was thrown through the wall.
Sick. I can use the fact that I'm just an insufferable, annoying person to my advantage and bait him. Awesome.
I'm glad you feel that way.
Like I said, I'm gonna try and message him and see what happens from there. But I don't know about him, but I got a goddess on my side, so I feel pretty slick.
That's not Lupik. He looks like, at first he's like, what? And then he's like, well, she did punch a Draco Lich, whatever that thing. It sounds really tough. So she's like, it's got multiple arms.
I have hair now.
You have hair. You look cool. That's good.
Plus, if I can bait him out to fight me, and if I do die, then my companions can focus him down and take him down. I'm the bait.
Please don't, like... I'd really prefer it if you didn't die.
I mean, same. But there's got to be a plan B.
He, like, silently nods at that.
Now, ideally, I'd like to rip his leg off and beat him to death with it. I don't know how possible that's going to be, but I do have a lot of arms for lots of leverage.
So... anything else you want to know, or did your friends want to ask me any questions?
I'll check with them to see if they wanted to ask you anything. My only other question about his fighting is, did he do anything to activate these sapping punches? Like, did he chant something or touch an item?
He closed his eyes to try to remember. I don't think so. When he hit me, it just seemed like when he connected, it was instant.
Sick. Okay. I'm gonna lean over and like call over my shoulder to where everybody's outside in the hallways. Like, hey, you guys can come in if you have any questions.
All right, you guys hear that from outside.
We put away our tic-tac-toe game.
Nice.
You were playing tic-tac-toe without me? Come on!
Theo, Zaitari, you guys are decent with tactics. Is there anything you want to ask him?
No, not really.
I wasn't here for most of the conversation, or for a certain part of the conversation, so Theo doesn't... I don't know what to ask.
All right.
I feel like most everything's been covered. I'm guessing that we were listening in at the door.
Yeah, probably. Oh, by the way, before Theo left, Shaddoc, called him Uncle Theo. Tell him to,
Aw.
have a safe trip and to get her a pony, please.
Okay.
I don't know
Okay.
how many ponies or what number of ponies will be back. But who knows? Yeah, so just a brief rundown. Gokor came to the temple. They talked about him becoming Guard Master. He seemed to fly off the handle while talking to them. Apparently he has some draining type of punches or abilities. Did not see any magical items involved as far as Lupin could see.
Is he a Pokemon?
He might
fighting
be.
type
He might
Pokemon.
be.
Maybe this is his
Drain
next
punch.
evolution.
Yeah, see?
His next evolution is just that he got real old.
Yeah. Aged very fast.
Right. I mean, if you poke your head through the door, you see there is a one-armed man with one eye. Who looks very fucked up.
Lupin, I presume?
Yes. Pleasure. He kind of like looks at you as one good eye.
Mm-hmm. Theo will shake his hand.
All right, he will take out his left hand and shake it.
Yep. He will shake whichever hand is that Lupin has left. And say, is there anything else you can think of to tell us about this Gokor person. Is anything you could tell us that could help us find him?
Before he left, I'm assuming Mel kind of saunters into the room as well. Was there anything that he did with his free time, anywhere he hung out, anyone that he was close with?
That was the first time we've seen him in years. We hadn't heard from him, or if the masters had heard from him, they didn't tell us.
The monastery is kind of isolated. It's not like you can just do a quick jaunt into town to hang out with some people.
Okay.
You see he's really thinking hard about, like, if there's anything else he could tell you.
Did you see what direction he went when he left? Or were you unconscious by then?
No, I came to near the end of it. I think I want to say he went south. It was kind of hard to tell with all the smoke, though.
The smoke before the fire. When you were near him, did you smell anything strange? Like a sulfury smell or a sweet smell or anything like that?
He's gonna try to remember. He smelled very... There was a real faint smell of... I thought it was coming from somewhere else, but now that I remember him being so close to me outside, he smelled like rot. Like there was a very faint smell of rot.
Makes sense.
Motherfucker got his hands on a death relic, I bet. Like a relic of fucking, I don't know, one of the, I was gonna say one of the, like, demons or devils of decay, but
Or
I don't know any of their names.
The old ones?
Yeah, I can't
Oh
remember.
shit, yeah, or the old ones.
Yeah, I can't remember
That's
the
what I was
old death
thinking.
god's name. It starts with an N. It's like Narzul or something like that. Maybe like something like that. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Either he got himself a relic, or he became a vessel for an entity willingly.
Honestly, old god vessel sounds like it's a legitimate idea.
Yeah.
Could also be like the servant now of like some lich or whatever, tortured into compliance, whatever. Who knows?
But we do have some good news through all this. Apparently, Luping overheard the masters talking about me just before he went on his rampage. So hopefully, he hates me enough to accept my challenge.
Why would he care anything about you?
I'm challenging his position as prodigy.
Theo looks at Lu Ping and what exactly were they saying about our friend Eva here
Oh,
when you overheard them? Do you remember?
yeah. They were talking about, that she went on a trip. She left the monastery with
Fuck.
Ricochet.
You okay over there, Lynn?
Well, I just thought, what if they said where she was and he's going to the fucking keep?
They wouldn't know where Eva
They don't
is.
know. I went with Ricochet just walking around.
Okay.
We were fighting Juan T before I joined up with you guys.
Yeah.
Okay.
That I remember. She just showed up with Ricochet one day, basically.
Yeah.
Ricochet
we were
was like,
just
"You guys want her? Okay."
We're just around, so But I went on my walkabout, my extracurricular learning trip 2 years before he did. He was 18, I'm 16.
Okay.
But from what you've said, the Grand Masters here didn't think very highly of you.
Oh no, I fought them constantly.
Right, so why would they say something along... Why would they say anything complimentary towards you? Do you know what I'm saying?
Possibly out of necessity. If they didn't think he was going to come back, then I would be, logically speaking, next in line for a Grandmaster. Oh my god. Just that thought.
Theo chuckles wryly and he's like,
Yeah,
I
Loop.
used to think the same thing about becoming a duke.
There is like a slight smile of Loon Ping's face, kind of like, yeah, there's no fucking way you ever agree to be Grandmaster. What the fuck?
Why would it be you rather than, say, Lu Ping here, who is
Loon Ping kind
older?
of like sheepishly looks away.
No offense to my good friend Lu Ping here, but he was a C- student at best.
He kind of like slowly nods at that. I'd say
he has a
D.
lot of heart.
I could barely hold horse stance for an hour.
He's a caretaker. He's great with the kids, so that's his strength. I'm terrible with kids. I give them kazoos.
You give them kazoos.
Apparently I made really good dumplings.
Yeah, like
I
your
do
your
love
strength doesn't have to
dumplings.
be in martial arts.
No, of course not. So what makes you the natural successor to him, to this Gokul person? Just that you
so
are...
like you're friends with Belzor, right?
Yes.
Prodigy becoming Grandmaster, co-Grandmaster with another Prodigy.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's
see.
kind of the cycle. A Grandmaster is somebody who has a grasp of the art.
I understand.
Beyond
I
everyone
understand what a
else.
Grandmaster is.
And so prodigies are just kind of naturally inclined to that.
I suppose I'm wondering why you think the Grandmasters who did not care for you.
Oh, they weren't Grandmasters. They
Thought-
were masters.
I see.
And I was
Well-
at their skill level when I left.
Sorry.
Gesundheit.
Thank you. Thank you. Excuse me. Dust in the air.
There's also a real strong chance that he had talked to them in the past about a new martial arts style, and they convinced him to stay with the drunken technique. And then he found out that I was allowed to go and develop my own technique where he wasn't. And that could also be... There's a lot of things at play. But it's most likely jealousy, because I am really cool. And he's like super old now, so...
There
Which
is
is
no
still
denying
confusing.
that you are very cool. Yes.
Lu Ping, did he say anything about his age?
You see, if he said something about it, then he probably just said it's the Grandmasters. I was making dinner at the time, or helping with dinner at the time. I caught the tail end of their conversation. I was bringing them food.
So strange that he randomly aged.
Could be a side effect of the technique, maybe.
I think he went somewhere to train. That's true. It does suck the life out of people.
I thought you were going to say it just sucks.
I mean, that too. But no, he sucks the life energy out of people, so it might be a side effect of his new abilities.
Possibly.
Or, if he's subletting, his new roommate might demand more of him physically.
That's also possible.
I wish I could tell you guys more. I kind of wish I was, one of those types that, listened at the door, but
No,
You've
you-
told
No,
us a lot.
Yes, you've told us plenty. And if you are ever in Leona, you always have a place to stay at the Loyalar duchy
Yeah,
or
like a
state.
bunch of these folks are like nobility.
he blinks a few times. Wow.
Shocking, I know. Her getting
Especially
mixed
since
up with a
Melanie is
bunch of-
currently wearing cropped pants, like a weirdo.
It's more shocking that I'm associating myself with you guys.
Yeah, that's what Theo was gonna say. Was
Oh, I thought you meant like we
considering-
didn't look like we were anybody. Okay.
No, Theo definitely looks like he's like nobility.
Oh,
And a lot of you,
yes.
like, because of like the stuff you've probably have acquired, like the magical armor and stuff, you guys look like proper, unless you're physically disguising yourselves. But Liu Ping says, well, yeah, I mean, I'll let you know if I think of anything else, if I can recall anything else. Just
Give yourself the grace of resting.
I mean, there is some, and you see like his head, like his eye twitches a little bit. I mean, there is something you can probably look at. I can't see it. So when one of the clerics came, he said he saw something weird on my back. Couldn't really.
Oh yeah, flip over, buddy.
He'll turn around, like
Careful,
he was,
careful.
yeah, his back was towards,
He's had magical healing. He's fine.
yeah, his back was towards the pillows when you were talking to him, so he'll like scoot a little forward and like turn his back towards you guys, because underneath the bandages where his like right under his right shoulder, you do see there are like, among the bruising, there are like small black veins just slightly popping out a little bit. They said there was something weird there that was slowly, recessing, but it just hurts like more than the other, and he like gestures with his left with more than the other stuff.
Yeah.
Really, this little bit hurts more than that.
It actually hurts more than and he gestures to his missing arm. Yeah.
Huh.
Like,
I wish Tilda were here. She could she would probably have a better idea what this is.
We've seen people cast blight before. Would this look similar to the way that things react to the blight spell?
let me take a look at just blight just to give you a comparison.
I was gonna see if I could do a religion check to see if this is old gods related.
Religion or arcana would be fine with this.
Finally. Oh shit, that was an advantage. No.
No.
9. It was a 9.
You're not sure.
Anybody else have any ideas? Any
Roll to see if it was similar to blight. Would I roll an arcana check or? Okay. 1 second. Putting down.
Can I roll Arcana for seeing if it's anything close to what Theo's patron, or something that he'd be up against?
Yeah, it's a blight is on the wizard spell list, so I'll give you like arcana to check.
Okay. Nope.
I'm gonna hit
Really miss
his.
those portents sometimes.
Yeah.
Yeah. After everybody's done making their checks, I'm gonna make a. I'm gonna do just a 3rd level Dispel Magic, see if it does anything.
Okay.
Any checks that Raine or Zaitari want to do to try and identify it?
My Arcana is shit. I mean, I can try.
Oh. It was Raine. You know poisons.
This is
You?
okay. So, Mallory, I'm not Mallory, Zaitari.
Uh-huh.
So you've seen Blight cast a few times.
Uh-huh.
This is very similar.
Okay. Alright.
Like-
So it's just lingering
Yeah.
badness.
You can attempt to dispel this if you wish.
Yeah, I'm just gonna hit it with a 3rd level. See
Okay.
if it helps at all. Alleviate the pain.
Mm-hmm. When you cast the spell magic, it doesn't alleviate the pain.
Okay. Well, I tried.
As long as it doesn't make it worse.
Yep.
It's very
Well, I tried.
yeah. Ezeal Pain says, is it like the black vein? It's the black veins thing, right?
It is.
That's what I saw with the masters when they got hit.
So you got trained.
Yeah, he got me
Already.
once before I went unconscious.
Was your arm, did he take your arm off or was it removed because of gangrene?
No, he did that himself.
Okay.
After he kind of like shudders a little bit.
After you what? I'm sorry, but this is important.
After the little ones.
Alright. So you were awake when he took your arm.
Mm-hmm.
And your eye? He took that too?
Yeah. It was like, and at this point you see him like, there's like, he looks like he's flashing back a little bit.
Right.
It was like, he was, it's like the more pain I was in, he just was trying to get more out of me.
I've known people like that. He glances and like meets eyes with Aoife. This Gokov man is one sick fuck.
Yeah.
As if we didn't already know that, but
I'm going to cycle back to the whole beating him to death with his own leg idea. If that doesn't work, I think I could probably make a spine whip work.
I mean, I think.
Out of curiosity, what level is Lu Ping?
If looping had to be categorized as a level, I would say 3rd.
Oh, baby boy.
He's not a very strong boy.
The black veins on there that he's experiencing since they're lingering, does that seem like it'd be categorized as a disease?
No.
Okay.
No. Yeah, so he just like, and then after he says that, he shakes his head momentarily. Yeah, shit. Sorry.
Don't apologize.
Thank you for your time, Luping, and thank you for your courage. In both facing down this man and relaying your tale.
Yeah, well, anything I could do to help, I guess.
I'm sorry. I'm having a brain like fart.
Yeah.
Did Lupin say there was any? He didn't say anything about like where um Gokor went after,
He
like
South-ish.
what
he
direction?
mentioned south.
Okay, south.
Yeah, there was a lot of smoke, but he didn't. He believes he went south when he was last he saw.
Okay, thank you.
Where on the world map is the monastery?
The monastery, I think, was in like the mountains between one of the elven lands. I have to check again. So it was like would be very north of Robur.
Mm-hmm.
So he'd be going. If he was going south, he'd be going into Robur.
Right.
Okay. Wasn't there
Well,
somebody
I mean,
in Rover who could make me a sick rope dart?
I think that was fuck, I already forget his name. I
I
think
don't
that
remember.
was Chai, and that was he mentioned a southern island, I believe.
Southern Island. Okay. Yeah, because my monk buddy from the party was around. I think I remember him saying that he was in or around Robur often. Is there a monastery in Robur?
There's one monastery, and it's in Fort Granite. That's the one
Okay.
Belzor and Lynn currently are
yeah.
commanding.
Yeah. He might be coming for the monastery.
In that case, we should go and warn them.
Yeah. Somebody needs to stay here, though. Alexandria is getting me a sending item thing. Because I'm gonna be bait. Like, okay, rest up, looping. We're gonna go talk strategy.
Oh, okay. Yeah, not much I can do right now.
Go back to your reading, eat something, yell for somebody else's help if you need help wiping your butt when you're done pooping. I'm not doing that. And I'm gonna grab my hat and head out.
Okay.
As she leaves, Theo just kind of leans over to Lupin, shaking his hand again, and says, "To be honest, I think a man who is good at cooking and good with children would be a better grandmaster than, just for the record, than a prodigy who doesn't know how to talk to people." Especially for a monastery that took in orphans.
He kind of like sighs at that. I appreciate your kind words, sir. I definitely was not. I wasn't even. I shouldn't have even been disciple material, honestly. But thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
As I said, you're always welcome in Leona. At the Loyalar Duchy, anyway.
Thank you. You, all of you, please stay safe.
You as well.
We don't need any more. We don't need any more deaths.
No, we certainly do not.
We need one more. One very specific one more.
Yeah.
Get your rest.
Thank you.
And Theo will kind of like usher everyone out.
Yep. Everyone roll a perception check as you're shutting your door.
Do we need to roll initiative as fucking Goku or just
No, just
pops out of nowhere
no,
and
just
stabs
roll,
us?
just roll perception.
He's actually just like, as we close the door, he starts laughing evilly.
Aoife and Raine. Aoife and Raine. He starts crying.
Damn.
It's kind of muffled into a pillow, but you two hear it with your sharp hearing.
Is it, well, and just to, I don't hear it, but is it sad cry or pain cry?
It's mostly sad cry, grief cry.
Yeah.
He needs to do that alone. That's why he waited till we were all out.
Or he tried.
Yeah.
No.
All right. Are you guys headed toward the monastery?
Yes.
Okay. I
Yeah,
think
walking.
that's a good place to stop.
On looping crying.
Yes, as this man who has pretty much watched almost everything that was important in his life die. I know, KK, you are probably MIA because of wedding.
Yep.
Yep.
No go for next week.
We'll see if we have 4, we can play. If not, then we'll probably skip that week.